The new sound.
The new sound of the spot.fm.
Well, greetings and aloha, my friends. How you doing? It's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com, along with my very, very good friend in an awesome shirt,
Robbie from Walking My Shoes, Thailand. And yes, our shirts are in.
Oh, my God.
Here
Look
they
at
are,
how
guys.
Awesome. Now, see, we're backwards. And here's the reason, right? Because Robbie likes to be on the right side of the bed.
Yeah.
Throw the volume down.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though I love to hear myself, I just don't like to hear myself 30 seconds later.
All right.
We do this because Robbie likes the other side of the bed. So basically that means that normally we're like in real life, and in that way we have the ability to do this. And so remind me where you are. There you go, buddy. Just mute.
Where's the mute?
So you can hit pause.
Yeah, let's just hit fucking pause. Oops.
Well, you've got the thing at the top too, right? Your volume control?
No, I turned it off. All right. Boom.
You turned it off. No, the volume doesn't it work?
I already tried doing the volume.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can't turn the volume down on an Apple device?
You can.
You should probably pay extra. Actually,
I should pay extra for
$1,500 extra, and you'll probably get an amazing machine. Oh my God! Here we are on a Saturday, dude, and I look like friggin' Princess Leia, which I never, really intended.
I love those white earmuffs, buddy.
Aren't they great? Don't you just love my white earmuffs? Don't you just love the word earmuffs?
Earmuffs.
Absolutely. Muff. And in fact, you know what? Sometimes I take these with me and I go diving.
Nice. Muff diving.
Ah, see, I knew it. See, you get me.
Skadoosh. I
Christy.
Get it.
Wow. So Saturday morning, here we are. We're back in Bangkok. And I want to say hello absolutely to Mariana from KL. Good to see you, man. Thanks a lot for coming by. You know what? It's funny. I was eating out Pattaya yesterday.
Eating out? Did you meet with Ryan?
No.
Or did you eat out Pattaya?
It's just every single time I go down there, I eat out Pattaya.
What soy?
I got a little bit of a protein shake going on there.
Oh, I thought that was from the donut you ate. You did eat a donut.
I ate a donut, yeah. Actually, thank God, because I'll tell you what showed up in my face was a cruller. And I was like, okay, this is just, I need to put the boundaries up. So speaking of eating out Pattaya, good to see you.
Speaking of eating out Pattaya.
Oh, wait, is this a new?
Nope, it's not that. I didn't put that on. I'm sorry.
Dude, what do you hold that picture up with one hand way too often. Is what I'm thinking. I don't really know. No, so this is a new name for me. Joining from Arkansas, visiting family, just booked one-way ticket for April 4th.
Bam!
Brent.
Love it.
Is it Brent? I don't have my glasses on. Yeah,
Who
Brent.
just booked a trip? One-way trip?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Dude, stay in touch with us, please. We'd love to hear you. We love hearing the stories of guys that come over here one way.
So let me ask you, is this Brent? Okay, let me ask you, Brent. Are you coming to Pattaya, or are you going to be in Bangkok? Where are you going? Where are you at, or where are you going?
Yeah, that's your question, right? Like, where are you guys at? Yeah,
That's right.
for sure.
That's right. So be sure to tune in to our channel, Brent. Definitely appreciate it and connect with us. You can connect with us at Robbie at thespot.fm or Mike's at thespot.fm, and we'd be happy to meet up with you, hang out with you. It'd be kind of fun. So and then show up to one of our studio audiences.
That's
right?
the thing, yes. I mean, we're here now. Obviously, the Starbucks. You guys have seen us before. We're here in True Digital Park. And this is our Mighty Stu studio right here with Phil Collins doing the background. So aloha, greetings and aloha. Look at our amazing shirts.
That's it.
And so we're going to be here this morning. We're going to have a special guest coming in.
We do have a special
guest. About 15, 20 minutes. That's going to be pretty awesome. And a guy that you absolutely know and love. I'm pretty confident. Right. You may even be watching on his channel right now.
You might be.
You might be. So we're going to. Yeah. But that's cool, dude. That's exciting. One way, April 4th. Man, talk about anticipation.
Dude.
4 months.
So, Brent, is this your first time coming? It can't be your first time if it's a one-way trip.
I think he might have been on here before, man. I'm sorry. Sorry about the audio. I hope it's good enough now. I'm glad you love the shirts, and I agree, old guys rule. But I also will submit that you and I aren't old.
I'm young.
We're mature.
We're in Thailand.
We're very mature.
At 50 years old, you're
Dude, are you kidding me?
You're just going through puberty.
I'm a young pup, actually. Yeah. So this is good.
Especially if you're in Pattaya. If you're in Pattaya, man, I go to some of the bars and I'm with Kitty. Kitty, my Thai girlfriend, or just my girlfriend, I'll say.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So there are so many old Falang here.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, well, I'm old. 10. She goes, no, you're a baby. Yeah. So
baby Robbie, is that what we should call you?
I think that. Oh, hey, T-Bone's on. Check that out. So T-Bone's a fellow I met in Jomtien.
So really?
Yeah,
so you met him in Jomtien, but he's from California.
Yeah, he's in California right now, and I told him to get his ass over here.
Roger that. Where's he from?
What's he doing?
What part of California?
I don't remember. I mean, A name like T-Bone, my guess is
Long
East Side.
Beach. Yeah,
Oh, Long
maybe.
Beach.
Yeah.
Boy, that's the West Side, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oakland.
Oakland. I say T-Bone, you're from Oakland, right? Where are you from, buddy?
Is his full legal name Oakland 357?
I think his full name's T-Bone.
Wow. T-Bone. Like
T-Bone.
Do you pronounce the N or do you say T-Bo? Suck on a T-Bo. And
But good. I'm glad to
T-Bow.
see you here, man. And and I got to hang out with Whit not long ago, and I invited him to come on to the show also. So yeah, good to see you here, man.
He's
Glad
super
to see you.
confused. Super confused with the gray. So what you guys are probably confused about is the fact that like here we are live. We're on live at the Spot. We're on spot.fm. We're on bkk.fm. We're on Live My Ass Off. We're on
Walking in My Shoes, Thailand.
Giggity. And now we're actually on Gotta Love Thailand because Dave came on the show and Dave clicked that mighty sexy button that a lot of people won't click, but Dave clicked it because he's a clicker.
I appreciate that, Dave. And
Yeah.
check this out, guys. So if
my
you guys have
God.
tuned into all those channels, be sure to tune into the spot.fm. You can tune in on the website. You can go to your mobile phone. You can add it as listen to us 24/7.
Just absolutely. Well, luckily you actually hear music the remaining. What would that be? 1,438 hours of the week. You'll hear really kick-ass music,
You
actually.
will. Okay, kick-ass music.
But for 90 minutes on Saturdays.
Saturday morning at 8 a.m., we have our live show, which we are on right now, and you guys are live with us.
Howdy from Texas, Scott. Scott Hummer. You
Dude,
think he got shit for that last name in high school?
he might have... Well, it's either that or Bone. T-Bone?
T-Bone.
Or Hummer. Which one would you rather have? I would rather have T-Bone.
I'd probably rather have a Hummer had I to choose it, you know? But then to be fair,
welcome, Scott.
I think if I was T-Bone, then what I could do is I could buff helmets to be able to like make a little bit of cash and be able to, like show
So
up.
Scott's from Texas. Whereabouts in Texas are you? And are you coming to Thailand?
Big place. Texas is gigantic.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Absolutely.
It's you. So if you guys also want to buy one of these awesome shirts and support the channel, go to thespot.fm. You'll find on there you can buy a shirt.
Yeah.
And support us.
What are we charging for those? 29
10,000 baht.
10,000 baht. Okay, I mean that's reasonable, basically.
No, we're charging 1,000
So
baht
long
if you
time.
buy it here in Thailand, or if you buy it in your United States, it is going to be $29. We will be shipping it to you, so they will ship out not until the first week of February, right around there. So yeah, and supplies are very limited. This is our first run shirt. We will be in a second
Totally.
one,
Yeah.
probably middle of March.
Right.
So yeah. Come get it while you can.
I tell you what, since we wanted to bring him on anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to bring on Dave now since you guys have had so many questions because you're like, why the hell are Mike and Robbie on Gotta Love Thailand? And why was there no cool Gotta Love Thailand intro on Gotta Love Thailand?
Well, now you'll do it, but I love Thailand.
You got to. You
Mike,
got to.
You want to do the intro?
I absolutely do. So this is, you guys absolutely know Dave. Dave is an amazing friend of mine, gratefully. And when I started doing live streams because the world was locked down, Dave called me and he goes, hey, dude, you have like 5 or 10 minutes. So Dave and I naturally talked, and that allowed me to get to know Dave pretty well. And then Dave says to me, hey, Mike, so it's lockdown, but there's this thing from Air Asia. It's called the Air Asia Super Pass, or the Air Asia Pass. You can fly anywhere in Thailand
tip.
during COVID. This is, and they have these now. They called Super Plus, but at the time they had this thing called Air Asia Pass, and it was like $100 or something. So Dave tells me about this. He buys one. I buy one. He and I get on a plane. We head down to Chumpon. We go on this little motorbike trip, and I get to know Dave. And it was like one of the coolest things that ever happened to me in lockdown.
Wow.
Now, Dave, I'm hoping you reiterate everything I just said because my ego is fragile.
And
as you know.
repeat everything he just
Yeah,
said.
if you could.
There's a guy behind me with a gun to my head making me say this. No,
That's all right. Is it a big gun?
no, everything is true. Mike's one of the good guys, man. As I say, one of the good guys for sure. And Robbie, I haven't had the
Dude.
pleasure of meeting face to face yet, but
Oh, that's
hopefully
right.
will soon.
Well, I've
Right?
heard stories about you, Dave. I heard that you were in a biker club or something like that in Southern
Oh, no,
California. Is
never,
that true?
Not me. No. I would never do anything.
Not
like
you? Okay, because
Yeah.
I have some stories.
Well, no, he was a cyclist. Like, you know those, like, the tight shorts
was
and the
a-
weird sneakers? Yeah.
that. I was a prospect at one time. I rode with a club for about a year. Yeah, I did do that. Yes.
Okay.
And had
Okay.
fun.
Well,
and had fun.
I'm from the Southern California area in a crappy little town called Fontana. So if it has anything to do with that club that's centered in Fontana, which is one of the largest bicycle gang clubs in America, not bicycle,
like Schwinn?
Yeah.
No, like Harleys and smelly jackets, and my dad was part of that.
Smelly jackets, right?
Yeah, very fun time in my life. But you grew up very close. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. Yeah, so,
definitely.
You weren't that far from me at all. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, what was out in Fontana? Where'd they build that racetrack at? Was that Fontana?
It's Fontana.
Fontana Speedway, right?
Fontana Speedway.
Yeah.
Well, I was already long gone before they had anything there. All they had there was chicken coops.
I lost you guys if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. Nice, intelligent person. Can you guys hear me? It froze on my channel. You lost them. Can you guys hear me? Scott, can you? Oh, you can hear me, right? Oh, so now it's my show. Where did you guys go? Somebody go over to the spot. Joe, are you in there? Joe's there. And thanks for the super chat. Old guy, can you go over to the spot and see if they are on there? Now it's just me. Oh, imagine. Can I eat my breakfast? Since it's, or is everybody watching me, including
Dave held down the fort.
See, thank God for Dave, man. The guy is just reliable. So here's the thing that's lame is we're here in True Digital Park, and True, one of the internet company, they can't keep us online. What the hell? And we even buy we buy Starbucks coffee, but we should have brought, maybe if we brought True.
See, I've got my wife behind me who is off today, is one of the bigwigs, and now NT, which used to be TOT and CAT.
That's right.
The government internet company. So I have 500 up, 500 down just on my airwaves, and if I plug in, then I get up in the thousands or something.
You get a game.
Wow.
So
Dave's my hero.
Do we need to connect to the same company?
I think we just need to show up at Dave's house and basically take all our clothes off, get in a koi pond, and do a live stream.
So, Dave, where are you? I mean, since you're not here in studio with us, Sarin, where's Sarin? I mean, is that
about 6.5 hours from where you're sitting right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is that like? No, it's not Rayong.
Driving. Yeah. No. Rayong is south. So what province are you in? I can't remember.
Sarin.
So it's Sarin town, Sarin province?
Province,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like in the middle, right by, most people know Buriram. I'm an hour from Buriram.
Yes, okay, I know exactly where you're at. Okay.
You're an hour north of Buriram, right?
My north, south, east, or west. I'm challenged in both directions and IT stuff.
It's okay.
But you are.
I think the sun rises over there. The sun rises over there somewhere.
Okay, well there you go.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know exactly where I'm in hell right now.
No, but the weather up there, dude, right now, because in the mornings here in Bangkok, it's chilly. What do you got going on up there? Yeah, right?
I haven't checked it. When I took off for Chuck's a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago on the Forza or whatever it was 12. But I think it's warmed up a little bit now. It's starting out at like 16, something like that. I can check
okay.
So do you get the burn season over there where it gets really smoky? No. Okay.
Yeah, so there's no sugar.
Well, this phone, because my big phone's dead in Celsius, and I don't know exactly how to change, but this is saying 69 in our.
Oh wow, that's like 16, 17 degrees. Yeah.
So 69 degrees. Right. You're speaking my language, 69 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. My old language. And it's really weird because when I'm building the pool and the pond, it's like that's automatically, it's 3 meters by 4 meters. It's not 10 feet by
okay.
So it comes out. So I guess I'm learning. I don't know. They tried to teach shoved that down our throats, didn't they? When
Yeah, they
35,
tried when we
40
were
years
kids.
ago, 50
So
years ago.
when you were talking to your construction guys, you're like, yeah, so I'm going to put fish in this thing. So I'm going to need it to be like about 69, 70 degrees. And they're like, oh my God. So they turned up to 70 degrees Celsius. All your fish die. You're like, what the hell, guys?
That's right.
Yeah, see?
It's
You
like
gotta do that
amazing
conversion.
here. The people, the biggest thing with koi is they like consistency and stuff. Anything like big swings in pH or in temperature and coming out of cold temperatures, all the bacteria die at a low temperature, like in California even, or in snow.
Yeah,
because they'll
definitely.
live down to like 30, 35 degrees Fahrenheit, as long as there's a hole if it's iced
For the
over, so they can
oxygen.
get the oxygen.
Right.
But they don't like to come out of it. The bad bacteria have a tendency to come alive quicker than the good bacteria. So here we don't have that.
Yeah,
so it's like it makes koi keeping a lot more fun.
So do you have to like add good bacteria in? I mean, do you like probiotics?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I didn't. I did in the past, but I still every week I add a little bit of a booster to it anyway. But I'm way over filtered. So.
Oh, you are okay.
But I love.
Hey, old guys rule. Thank you so much for the cash, man. Obviously, we do need some studio money. That's for sure. We need a decent internet
studio,
connection. Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Thank you so much, dude.
And he
so here we go
on my channel.
Yeah, so they're on. So Vicky wants to know who the hell we are, Dave. So tell your folks a little bit about us.
Yeah, who we are.
These are two great guys. One of them is like the CEO of the Spot. Don't know which one it is. It's a bald guy. I know it's a bald guy, but I don't know which one it is.
Some bald white guy, dude. Yeah.
I'm the janitor.
But anyway,
good
guys, or I wouldn't have put them on the channel. You guys know that. I met Mike's. He just said the story. You kind of missed it. Maybe you didn't. Of the Air Asia deal, and we went to Chun Pon and kind of met a little bit then. I'd still like to get back there because I still haven't met Gracie, which is a gal he should have married like 4 years ago. But he
4 years ago.
Waited, you know. So
I think Mike's had to get divorced first.
Right.
Yeah, good guys, Mike, Vicky, good guys. They have every Saturday, right? Every Saturday. That's why usually, usually when I go on, if my every other day runs on a Saturday, you'll notice that I go from 8 o'clock to like 9 or 9:30. That's because they're on it at 8 o'clock on every Saturday.
We go 8 to about 9:30.
Yeah, 8 to 9:30. And I've tuned into several of your shows, Dave, and I've commented a couple of times. Yeah. And I just kind of like listening, and I hear about the pond, and gosh, you had another interesting topic recently you guys were reviewing, so I kind of just kind of put it in the background and go for it.
Dave's got a lot of really cool guys. I mean, we all, Dave knows a little bit of the story about my YouTube channel, right? I was doing YouTube videos every single day, and then of course lockdown happens, then I'm doing live streams every single day, and then I start traveling a little bit, and then I got popular, and then the trolls came in, and I said, all right, I'm done. I'm going to the beach. There's no friggin' way. I'm not going to deal with this drama. I came over here.
I welcome the trolls.
The last thing I need in my life is like these trolls. They're like a high maintenance girlfriend without the benefits. I'm like, you've got to be. There is no way.
So they're Western girls.
And imagine a high maintenance Western girlfriend without the benefits. Ex-girlfriend without the benefits, and you're paying her car payment.
Surgically enhanced.
No.
So ugly.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend.
Well, I mean, it's bad news.
Go ahead, Dave.
I was thinking about the lockdown and all that kind of stuff, and because when I first came on here, I was gonna do Thailand is a horrible place. Please don't. It's horrible.
Safe, expensive. Yeah.
But I was thinking, man, if you would have been, because I was trying to get people to come here when we were locked down. Naturally, don't bring your whole family. So in case you guys test positive, you all go to hell somewhere in Thailand.
Yeah.
But if you're by yourself, hell, come. And just think how great it would have been during that time if Gracie would have made it to Thailand before all the lonely beach. Because I love Mike and me are the same on. I mean, give me a beach that has no one on it, and I'm there.
Yes.
Give me a beach that's arm to arm people and that are bumping into me and wanting to touch me and shit. No. I don't like that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's getting that way again because I don't know what you guys. I think it's back to normal, except the Chinese haven't been set free yet.
Yeah,
they're not set free. I love it.
No, but think about it, right? I mean, we're over here, and it's like it's busy now, but the Chinese aren't here. Well, I mean, all that means it's going to be 3x. Now, to be fair, I mean, look at Dave. You were here before too, and in 2019, and then in early 2020. I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, I moved here in November 2019 permanently, and it was like full on peak season. But between Sunday and Thursday, like for example, down in Cha'am, Gracie and I had the whole beach to ourselves. So I mean, there's definitely places in Thailand where you can find that. I just wanted to answer Ron John's question, which absolutely. Robbie and I are definitely in Thailand. I've been here permanently since 2019. You've been coming here since 2019, and you're effectively here permanently now.
I go back and forth.
You vacation in California.
I have my vacation home in Pismo Beach, which I go back here in January, only for a month and a half or so. Yeah. And then I come back here, come back home.
And right now we're in Bangkok. We're at True Digital Park in Bangkok, which is why the internet sucks ass. And we get a free Starbucks, provided we spend at least 350 baht on coffee, as well as how much were those donuts? The donuts here at Starbucks are excellent, but they're not cheap.
90 baht a piece.
90 baht, ladies and gentlemen, for one donut.
For one donut.
That's friggin' awesome. Let me get us a good douche on that. Wow. Thank God someone gave us some friggin' super chat cash.
I didn't know you were from. How long were you in Pismo?
I have a house there now in Pismo, so I've been in that area 22 years.
Jesus.
23.
Did you know that? I grew up with a family called the Slagles, and we played Little League baseball. And the son actually lived with me, and their parents, when they sold their house, they were moving to Pismo. This is 40 years ago, and they bought the only what do you call it, a wrecking yard or whatever in Pismo at the time 40 years ago. So maybe you they might still be there for all I know. I didn't keep in touch with them, but they bought the only one there at the time, like I said, 40, 50 years ago. So a long time ago.
I haven't been there Pismo has changed quite a bit for the 23 years I've been there. It's completely touristy, but it's beautiful. I love
you're right. You're right on the Pacific. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right on the beach, man. In other words, I can look out my bedroom window and there's water.
Yeah, we used to take our bikes there occasionally and run up and down. When they used to let you run up and down the beach and do all sorts of stuff, which I don't think they let you do that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're on their last season, so it passed where they're not going to allow ATVs on the beach anymore. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah, like sand rails and motorcycles.
And you could normally
we used to cruise up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on the water's edge,
cool.
just hauling ass down the. Well, you weren't supposed to go the speed limit, but of course, any kind of rule that I could break at the time, I would.
Especially speed limit, right? Yeah, forget it, dude.
Dave, how long have you been in Thailand? Let's talk about you.
I've been 4 years. I came about the same time actually that as Foreigner Joe did, which was November of 2018. So it's just was 4 years, and I've been in Surin for 3 years now.
Wow, and that's when I started watching Foreigner Joe's channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when Joe came here, I realized it afterwards that we had come pretty much within a week of each other. So
yeah, I pretty much binged
4 years
his channel,
and I'm looking for many, many, many more. I'm going to die in Thailand. There's no doubt.
Oh, absolutely. I hope so. I mean, that would be.
We don't want you to die.
Like
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I think people are crazy that don't move here. For the bang for the buck, and my wife wants to rent out the in-laws where she used to live. Now that we were in our house and the in-laws are with us, it's a 2-story typical Thai neighborhood with the roll-up door and the gates that lock across the front and then the living upstairs and all that stuff. And she's going to rent it to the guy for like $4,500. So what is that?
Wow.
150 bucks or something.
Yeah,
and people ask me. Yeah. Well, it doesn't. I mean, it all goes to her. But it's like I just think of myself because people ask me. They probably ask you guys, how much does it cost to live in Thailand? How much does it cost to live in Thailand? It's all relative, man. Like once you figure out how much money you're going to get,
it depends if you like the person or not.
So, Dave, I get asked that question all the time. How much does it cost? How much should I budget? So, can you give us a ballpark where you live?
I tell people that if you're not a monger, And I've got nothing against mongers. You want to come here and monger? I mean, hey, more power to you. That's what half the people that come here do.
Budget,
but there's other stuff to do. I tell them the retirement, because of the U.S., the Social Security average amount, if you were an average Joe and worked most of your life, is about $1,800 now. With the bump up, 18 and 1900. So you can actually, right around there, you can actually meet the retirement requirements. I don't know to the bot right now, but that's pretty close to the 65,000 or whatever you need.
Yeah.
So if you have the ideal deal is if you have enough money to bring 800, put it in the bank, and then you have enough money to buy yourself a little scooter and have your transportation for that 1,800. I think anybody can live. And you're not going to live, scream from the mountaintops, but I think 1,800 is to $2,000 is for me 3, but for somebody I want to go travel. But see, like James did one who travels all the time, and he has a hard time.
Right?
Yeah, he has a hard time spending $3,000 US dollars, and he does all that traveling. So that tells you something, So if you're not spending, $100 a day running around town all night long, drinking and chasing 20-year-olds.
And if he's not spending $3,000, I want to know where he's going, because I seen his little girlfriend eat a lot. Man, she can eat 3,000.
She can eat 3,000. Yeah, I agree with that too. Maybe fudging a little. I'm saying that the 2,000 bounces around my brain. I could live comfortably. I could go out to eat.
Yeah, I agree with that.
4 or 5 times a week.
But you got to remember, Dave's scenario, right? He's got a brand new house.
Brand new house.
Yeah, he's got like 2 cars, 2 motorbikes and stuff, right? So he doesn't have these monthly payments, right? So in other words, he's got basically an infrastructure in place.
And that's the way to go.
Well, I could totally. Regardless of what it is, right? But I think a lot of people, when they say, how much does it cost to live there? I'm always like, what's it cost you to live in the United States?
What's it cost to live in Pismo Beach?
It's a big place. People are like, oh my God, San Diego, was that expensive? I'm like, yeah, I spent $8,600 a month.
That's more than I spend in Pismo.
Yeah.
I'm about 8,000 in Pismo.
And it was like, and my car was even cheaper than yours.
Yeah, but see, all my stuff in California was paid for, so I didn't spend much in the States.
Yeah.
But I was one of the people that I considered could have lived for the rest of his life in the States and had a comfortable life. But I get 10 times it here, and I'd rather have the 10 times. And I've got crap like this behind me to go to right out within driving distance.
I love that
crap.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's all, like I said, it's all relative. It's all relative. What I tell people is, I can go to Jontien right now, and I can rent on the 10th, 12th, 15th floor, 180-degree view of something between 15. 18, about $500. So figure it from there. If that's the way you want to live, you can still live depending on what it's
that's
just
a
common
nice
sense.
spot. 18,000 bahts, actually not bad, because I lived in the Riviera for 13,000.
Yeah, you got a pseudo.
I'm talking about now though.
Yeah.
I think he could have found a place, the same place 12 maybe 6 months ago. And I think
you were getting COVID rates back then still.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Well, so speaking of that, so you can cruise down to when are you coming to Bangkok? Because absolutely, you and Gracie need to hang out. When's your next trip?
Yeah. I wanna meet up. I was hoping to make one fell swoop, meet you, Chris, Dana, and significant other peoples at one time. But I don't know when Chris is coming. I haven't sat down. He'll be here when he gets here.
Sounds like a meetup is getting planned.
Yeah. I definitely want to come, and I haven't seen Dana on, or I'm not getting notified, so I don't know. Is he still doing? I know she was going to school or something, so I don't know what happened with all that.
Yeah, Jib was doing school. She's always doing some type of education, right? Whether it's embroidery or like those designs that shes. I don't know how long. I swear it's got to take her like 6 months to do some of this artwork that she's doing, but she's amazing. And if you guys don't know, Dana Idea Studio is the name of his channel. He's an amazing buddy, and he and I, Jesus, how long ago was that, Dave? 2.5, 3 years ago, we were doing Bangkok Strange. And that was a pretty fun. That's a pretty fun thing. We were doing that Saturday mornings. He and I have interesting banter together, so that was pretty cool. But so here's a question for you, dude. So remember Oceano Rental on Pismo?
Still there.
What is that?
So they rent out
bikes or
If I
something?
remember, they are the little condos, and they're right next to it is bike rentals. Right next to it, if that's what you're talking about, Robert Mack.
Interesting.
But since Robert Mack has chimed
I
in,
can't see. Go ahead.
Since Robert Mack
sorry, I
has
was just
chimed in,
saying
you
like
guys, this is this good-looking man right here.
Look at this guy.
Wearing our
Kick-ass.
shirt.
Kick-ass shirt.
So there it is right there, guys. If you guys want your shirt, just go to thespot.fm. You can order yours right there online. We will deliver it from the U.S., in the U.S., and also here in Thailand, but go check it out. Robert Mack.
You're heading back to the U.S. January 25th, right? For 2 months?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. So anytime towards the end of the month, if you guys want to order one, that would be like totally cool. Right, for the most part right now, these are our first run. We're trying out a couple of things. One, the design. The other is the printer. The speed with which he can do it for us, the quality, that sort of thing.
And they're good shirts.
I think he's done a great job. And quite frankly, skadoosh to you, my friend, because
not to me, to everybody who supports the channel.
No. But I mean, you basically led this whole project, and I was just like, yes, you're right, we should do that. And that was about a level of engagement, and so I really appreciate it. Dave, what are you eating there, buddy? You having a little bit of cow pat guy? Eggs. Very good.
So the one thing I know is Thailand's cheap for food.
Cheap for food, yeah.
Now I know that Robbie will be interested in this.
Yes, go for it.
4 days ago, I started jabbing myself in the stomach, or my wife was jabbing me in the stomach with the needle with that diabetic crap.
Yes.
I am not hungry per se as I was.
Okay.
I had enough energy. I don't know if it's in my mind, and even if it's only in my mind, I'm fine with it.
Sure.
I've had zero energy. And yesterday I went out of the house twice on the scooter and rode down, even did a motor vlog, although my sound crapped out, so I won't be putting that out. But went out twice yesterday. Slept in this morning, so I don't know what that deal is. The eggs was, I feel like I have to eat something in the morning. But I don't know. So I'll let you know. I weighed myself at the doctor's. She's going to bring down the scale, and I'm going to weigh only once a week. I think it's like insane to weigh every day. You'll drive yourself crazy. But,
is this a similar thing that Chocolate Man was taking? Because I know he posted a video. So it is. Okay.
I showed you that. I didn't show you the pen. Hey, baby. You have the pen?
You can show it. That'd be great. And this is for weight loss here in Thailand, which I found to be quite difficult. So I love to
Can you get me the pen? The pen, that you shoot me with.
What is it doing? Because you said, originally, I guess it was designed for type 2 diabetics. Is that true?
Type 2 is the lowest one, right?
Yeah, in the sense that if you eat correctly, you'll get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose and that did, because when I got out of the hospital at 103 kilo, no. For that you shoot me with.
Did she seriously just bring you like a Sharpie? I
love me a pen, yeah.
I love it. Honey, the pen? Big draw on myself.
So this is a little kit deal. And
okay.
This is what you do is you dial this thing to a dosage, and then it has it there, and this comes off, and there's a needle there, and then it 0.6 for a week, and then 1.2 for the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks. 2 weeks of 0.06, which I think is a half dose.
So you're doing it yourself?
No, she's doing it. I don't like needles, man. I could probably do it if I had to.
I hate it.
Yeah, if I had to, I did. Now this one here, she was sickly. She gave herself regular shot injections in her stomach for 2-3 years to go through all the crap she was.
I was on the T for a while. Testosterone, and I freak people out when I tell them I did my own injections myself, because that has to go into the muscle. It's a thick needle, and it's like injecting syrup into your body.
Yeah, I don't like needles.
Yeah, he wouldn't. So I had low T 20 years ago, and I went on it, but I had a lot of bodybuilder friends that were having problems with steroids back then. So I said, if I don't need to take this, I don't want to take it. So I stopped taking it. So I know it was low then. So I know it's low now. And I asked my doctor, that was the first thing I asked him. I said, I know I got to be damn close to a freaking female. I'm down to like 0. And he said, no, with your heart deals and all that.
Yeah.
No, I don't want you. I don't want
Not
you taking
smart.
testosterone. So
Yeah, I'm
I
off it
did take
now.
that. That's when he
Yeah.
did. That's
Yeah,
when
I
he
took
did
it
this.
for about 6 months to recover from COVID, as doctor requested it. I'm like, yeah, and it helped, and then I'm not on it anymore. But I did all my own injections once a week, right into the muscle, and it was pretty intense for sure. I think I scared some of my friends. They're like, I'm not going to do it.
So what's the name of this medication you're on, Dave?
It's let me see. I know I gave it to the last time. I think when you guys were talking.
No, I remember you typed it in, but I want to. Oh, I'm not going to be up here.
Yeah, let's blow it up. Give me a second here, Dave. We'll blow it up there. There it is.
Victoza.
Victoza. Okay. So then, and you said obviously there's a titration of various volume, but
hold on.
How long are you supposed to?
I pulled my mic out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my hearing.
I can still hear you. But you can't hear me. 1, 2. 1, 2. Buckle my freaking shoe if we can hear Dave right now. How about now, brother?
Okay, what did you say now? What? Yeah, now I can hear.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So you're obviously titrating yourself to the various levels, but like, what's the treatment plan? I mean, is this rest of your life, or is this basically lose 5 pounds a week for the next?
I don't know, to tell you the truth. I go to see him when you start taking this medicine. Of course, they want you. I'm on a deal with him ever since I got sick. First, it was every month for the first almost year, and now every 3 months I go to see him. So, yeah, but I'm going in a month now because I want to go. I want to say the 19th of this month I go back. And when I go back, he wants to test the levels of whatever, because I guess there's a few things that you don't want to have, and that's kidney problems, which he said my kidneys are rock solid, and all that stuff. So he wants to check all that and make sure the dosage. But I will ask him, is this something? Because I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. But you know, it's hard because. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Ron was asking once a day, right? You do 1 injection a day.
Yeah, once a day. Oh, but that's what else I wanted to ask you. How come my phone's so small I can't see the chat, guys? But I'm not seeing the chat from my channel on the screen over here.
So on the right-hand side, you should have chat and that sort of thing. Can you see it over there? It's similar to a StreamYard thing, Dave, but you should be able to at least see the chat over there. You might not be able to like highlight it and show it on the screen, but you should be able to see the chat over there
for sure.
But I'm not seeing Dave, anybody. Go ahead. That's all right. I got it. I see it.
You do? Okay, good.
There you go. There you go. So are you doing this for weight loss? That's why you're doing this as well?
I have to have both my knees replaced. Originally, I was going to go back into the gym. I started working out in the gym, and then of course COVID hit. And my wife said, "Absolutely not. You're not going to the gym." So I'm back, and then once it got over the first time, I went back to the gym again, and then the second wave hit. And then my levels went all the way down to nothing. So now the guy wants me to, obviously the lighter you are, the better or the easier it is to do
for your body.
So, a lot of times it's a requirement, right?
Yeah, the doctor looked me right in the eye and said, "This is what you need to do. First, we're going to get you on this stuff. You're going to lose the weight. You're going to get the knees done. You're going to get back in the gym, and then you'll live for a while." So I said, "Okay." He's been pretty
perfect. You're going to have both of them done.
Mike, you know what's really weird? I got to talk to my cousin. My cousin Robin, who was born on the same day as me. I talked to her. We talked to each other on our birthdays, the 22nd. She's 6 years older, so I was her little baby. My cousin Rich, who we were 6 months apart, I talked to him like 2 weeks prior when we were talking about knees. My cousin Robin said, "Oh, Richie went in and had both his knees done 3 days ago." I said, "Oh, you're kidding me." So I got to call him. I called him, talked to him on Christmas, but I didn't want to go into details. It was Christmas. You know, he had his family. So I told him I was going to call him back. I haven't called him back yet, but he sounded good. So I guess it all depends on
both of them on the same. I mean, because in my experience, right, people you do one and then you recover and then you go back and do the other one.
You got to be able to walk.
Right.
And but I mean, again, orthoscopically, right? I mean, that's the deal. I mean, they go in with this little.
But I don't think. I've had 4 knee surgeries. But I don't think that I had the ACL on my left knee done. I had meniscus on both knees, and I had one of my side ligaments done on that same ACL side. But the ACL was a nightmare. It was. I just don't see how you could. I don't think they could do it microscopically. You're talking about cutting somebody's leg off and then, and
Not
putting it
off,
in.
but yeah.
Well, it is Thailand.
They're going to saw me. They're going to cut you across the joint. Your leg's
Just make sure you go to the right surgery center.
Yeah.
So wait.
And I always had an in. Good.
So and you're going to a place near you, right, for this surgery?
Well,
up in
I haven't picked any place. I'm hoping that it's going to be here in Surin because who's going to take care of me? I mean, it's got to be my wife. So
right.
So, but I want to talk to him about how tough it was. But I can't walk now. Now you want to cut both ways, But of course they haven't said we want to do both of them with me.
Right.
My cousin, he's more of a healthy, normal. Not a fat body like me. Yeah. So he can more athletic, I should say. And so but I want to talk to him. Go ahead.
When we went traveling, right? I mean, you had that VIP service, which of course in the U.S. we refer to as a wheelchair. But when they were like cruising you around, your knees were like kind of hurting then. I mean, that was like a couple of years ago. Has the pain increased, or is it just? Oh yeah. Really?
But I've had the pain. I've had the pain since I was 19. I don't take. Okay. I take medication once in a while. Like if they back in the States, they were giving me 90 Vicodin a month, and I take
Jesus Christ! I take
like 4. I take them twice a month, and take 2, and then it would take the relief, and I go, oh okay, because I didn't really want to. Yeah, I don't like being addicted to anything. I was addicted to cigarettes for long enough, and now it's so nice to not be addicted to anything in my life. It's nice to go to the movies and not 5 minutes after in the movies I got to go and smoke.
Or fall asleep.
So you can't even watch a freaking movie.
I totally remember that, dude. And some of you guys know that like I'm in this cool little club where we don't drink. And a lot of times, people, they'll substitute one for the other, right? So it's like, well, how do you know where there's an AA meeting if it's anonymous? You just walk by a church. If there's a shitload of people standing outside smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee, chances are it's an AA meeting. But that was the thing, man. And I remember when I got sober, like that was, you come into a meeting and everyone was smoking. I mean, it's 30 years.
And drinking coffee. That is so true.
Shitloads of coffee. And but now, of course, I mean, if you smoke, you're basically a third-class citizen. Certainly in California, for God's sake. I mean, it's like 50 meters from the door, that sort of thing. Yeah. But I agree. But you know what? Here's the crazy thing.
Addicted to Thailand, Dave.
There's two things. Or there's actually basically one thing that I do that is bad when Gracie is not in town, and that's I smoke cigarettes. And then about a day or two before she shows up, I stop, and I don't have the craving anymore.
I didn't know you smoked.
It's very weird. It is really, it's really weird.
If I smoked a cigarette right now, it's been 3 years, I'd be up to 2 packs a day in 2 days.
No, and I thought that would occur too. And so I hadn't smoked in 7 years, and so I come to Thailand, right? First time in Thailand, and I'm hanging out in Pattaya, getting the Pattaya out of my system. So at the end of the day, I guess I'm mongering. So I'm down there, and this girl's like, "Oh, do you want some shisha?" And now in my mind, I'm like, "Shisha? Oh my God, that's like crack cocaine." No, I don't do any of that. She's like, No. She brings over this giant water thingy with like a hose, and there's like a guy in a motorbike.
What's the other name for that thing called?
Hookah.
Hookah.
Yeah, so then that's what she says. She goes, "Oh, it's hookah." I said, "Okay, I've heard of that. We have that in San Diego, or we call it that in San Diego." So I'm like, "Okay." So she brings it over, and I'm like, "Well, what is it?" I said, "Because I don't smoke, She goes, "Oh no, it's just fruit." And I'm like, "Okay." So she like, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Okay, so I smoked this hookah shit for like 2-3 days. Call my sponsor, and I tell him, I said, "Bill, you're not going to believe this." I'm like doing that. I'm like,
I found an alternative.
Great. Yeah, and he's like, "Dude." That's like, he just sends me this article, smoking 1 hour of hookah is like 2.5 packs of cigarettes. I'm like, what? There's tobacco in it. There's nicotine in it. I'm like, son of a bitch, So basically that kicked me off the wagon, and so, but the good news is I have her to blame for it, which is always, that's
always
good to blame someone else.
Always, especially if it's female, that I'm not talking to.
It makes coming to Thailand easy.
Let's see, Dave.
Rancher friends?
Just so everybody knows, I know somebody I think it was Mariano. Everybody on my channel, if you guys aren't subscribed to the Spot, they're like 50 away from
50
the
shy
1,000 mark. Yeah. So let's
50 shy.
If you guys aren't subscribed, please do that, will you?
Thank you for the shout out, Dave.
Appreciate it,
And we noticed Christy's on. Skadoosh to you.
Oh, we got to give her a skadoosh.
All right,
Christy is one of the absolute rock star people that works at Robbie's company. And if you don't know, what is this Spot thing, right? Okay, so the Spot.fm, right, is this pitchin' logo behind us. Thank you for that, Robbie. It is a radio station, okay, that streams online, the Spot.fm. But it's also a product, right? So we have the Spot Thailand, which is basically our company. And what we also provide is BKK.fm, which is like a rock station. The Spot.fm is like a dance station, and we stream on those as we do our show Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Additionally, we have the ability to like help your business out, right? So much like a radio station would play like 30-second spots, we don't do that anymore. That's an antiquated way to do it. But we have like the ability to improve your Facebook page and that sort of thing. So how do we do that? Well, we do that through Robbie and his team in the Philippines as well as in Pismo Beach, California.
That's correct.
Christy is the rock star that basically runs all that stuff, so you can come here and hang out with me in Thailand.
Are you inviting Christy to come over here?
Dude, I've been inviting Christy to come over here ever since she like didn't friend me on Facebook.
She didn't friend you? I don't even know she had a Facebook.
She's got 2 of them. P.S. I was like, what the hell? I find her. I mean, I'm like, I can stalk girls on Facebook like the best of them. I am an expert at that sort of thing. But yeah, so anyway, so that's sort of kind of what we're doing. We're having fun with it at the end of the day. You guys definitely know Dave. He's got a YouTube channel. Robbie also has a YouTube channel called Walking in My Shoes Thailand. That's right. If you guys don't know, I have one. It's called Live My Ass Off. And, we've all been sort of doing this YouTube thing for a while.
And gotta love Thailand.
And gotta love Thailand. Yeah, Dave. And I have been in radio since I was like 14. So, 6-7 years. And I'm doing that here now. So one of the additional things that we're probably going to be bringing to the Spot is an actual radio station, believe it or not, that's down in Pattaya.
Boom.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. It's at 95 FM right now, and it's basically looking like we're going to add that to the portfolio of things that we can provide people. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And I love going down to Jomtien and Pattaya, and there's a ton of fun down there that isn't on Soi 6. There's so much more that's down there. Or Walking Street, or, Second Road even. I mean, once you get past like Second Road, I was over at my buddy's place in Wongamat Beach, right, which is like north of Naklua. Or by Naklua. And I'm sitting there like at his pool overlooking the water.
Gratitude attack coming, guys.
I was like, holy crap, this is like normal. Like, this is actually Pattaya being normal. Like, you're living in a condo, and there's, like, people there, and there's no red lights, and there's no need. So there's a ton to do down there.
Tons to do. And if you like that bar scene or going out scene without the girls just hounding at you, you can go to Tree Town. Tree Town is completely changed.
Busy.
Soy Bacau, Tree Town area.
I will say that walking down those streets, though, in Tree Town, I do still get the cattle call. I think that's what they call it when the guys do it with the girls, right? Is that what they call it? Oh, my
gosh, it's so different.
Do you call it that?
Yes, it's a cattle call.
Which is weird, right? Because it's
what do we call it when the girls are calling?
But why would you call it cattle call? I mean, are these girls, is it only for fat girls? Like, why would they cattle?
I don't know, because Thailand's not only fat girls. You got them all.
There's none of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you can find them. Soy Pot has a few.
You know that joke about the cattle? Right? So the father bull and the son bull are sitting there up on top of the hill. And they're looking down over all these cows, right? And the bulls are up there, and he's looking down. And the little boy says to his dad, the dad bull, he goes, "Dad, that one right down there. Wow, look at those udders she's got. I'm gonna run down there, and I'm just gonna bang the crap out of that cow."
Nice.
He says, son, no, we're gonna walk down there, and we're gonna bang them all. So. Probably good advice if you're coming to Pattaya for the first time.
Well, get the Pattaya out of you like you talked about.
Bang them all.
Bang them all.
Absolutely. Skadoosh.
I think a bunch of people are figuring out that, or they should know that there's a lot more things to do in Pattaya and Jomtien than chase women all night long. So, there's a lot of stuff happening, in that area.
Absolutely, dude. There totally is. But here's the other thing too: is that think about. So you say that about like Jomtien and Pattaya. Well, think about how many things there are to do just in Thailand. I mean, there's so many people. There's so many people that I know that like, oh yeah, you're going over to Thailand for the girls. I'm like, dude, there's 70 million people over there. Trust me, it's not just like girls that work on friggin' Soy Cowboy. There's so much more over here.
Yeah, the next thing that I've got planned for vacation-wise, my wife has a seminar in, where is it? Hey, where's the seminar at?
Down in Pattaya.
So
I love how he
Suratani.
yells off to his wife. I
Yeah,
love that.
she's laying in bed right next to me over here. Suratani.
Dave, I thought you were
So
on
we're
an
going to go to
island
that
right now.
island.
With the pen.
No, I wish I was. But we're
Where
going
do
to
you-
go there for 2 days, and then we're going to go Suratani. What's the island off of that? Samui.
Well, Samui and Kopangan.
Samui.
Yeah. So you're gonna go to Samui.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah,
Nice.
both of them. We're gonna go. We're gonna spend 7 days. We'll kind of make it a her seminar and then a 5 or 6 day.
She's got a
vacation.
seminar in Samui.
Yeah,
That's a big town.
That's
and,
sweet,
Suratani.
dude.
Suratani.
Oh, in Suratani. Okay, and then you're gonna cruise over to.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like, that's
And
pretty cool.
We'll go up. And I went to a couple of them with her. They did them in Wahin and another one I can't remember. So they used to. They didn't do it last year. TOT, that's TOT
Right.
or
Sure.
CAT. Now as NT, this is going to be their first one. That they're going to go on, which
No,
is fun. They're a bunch of good people. I just rent a scooter. She goes to her all day long, and I cruise wherever I want to go. So,
well, it's funny. I mean, that's what I mean. I used to have to do two. Well, I used to do about 5 conferences a year in Las Vegas, when I had a real job. And Gracie would come over, a real jobber, and and so I would be like at these things, and I'm like, look, I got the hotel room, and I got all this food, and I got an expense account, and all this, whether you're here or not. I said, so just come with me, But she would come there, and then she would be in Vegas, and I'd be like at the conference center like all day long, and I'd be like, oh, what are you gonna do today? She's like, I'm not going to go outside. It's Las Vegas. It's 175 degrees outside, Kelvin. And it's just like, she didn't really like it a whole lot. But with Dave's scenario, that's friggin' awesome. It's like, oh, yeah, my wife's going to a conference, so I'm going to swing by Koh Samui.
I think I'm just hang out.
I spent a lot of time in Vegas. Was a different animal heat-wise.
Yeah,
it was
dry
when
heat.
people get. It's a dry heat. It's 110 frickin' degrees. I don't
Yeah,
care if
no,
it's
it's
wet,
brutal.
hot. It's like walking into a wall. But I had a lot of fun there. We owned a limo, which is a whole different story. We owned a limo company, not
In
the
Vegas?
ones that were supposed to be. Yeah, 3 limos we had. There was 5 of us. A couple of Italian guys that
That's
got
a pretty
together and,
unhealthy
but we didn't have all the
fraternity.
right stickers and all that stuff.
Right,
We
yeah,
ran
yeah,
basically from out at
You're Italian.
the-
Come on. Who needs stickers?
Yeah.
Exactly, black market.
Yeah, no, we had fun. We had good. It lasted about a year and a half, and we blew it.
Well, you made your
we
money
had
back.
Some Japanese guys that had a crap load of money
Ooh,
that
that's
actually
helpful.
ended up buying 2 limousines, one for 114,000 and one for 127,000,
Wow.
just to be part of the business with a couple of friends of mine.
Right.
And one guy accused the other one of this and that, and anyway, we're on the wrong
Dave,
side of that, and
we're
screwed
looking
it
for
all
some
up.
money. We're looking for some money.
These
I
guys
wouldn't
were.
mind having
I mean, the
140
one
grand.
guy that I met,
Japanese.
the one guy that I met, the Japanese guy that actually was a good guy. He stunk of money. It's how rich I thought he was, and he told me, he said, Dave, I'm going to introduce you to a lady that makes me look like a homeless person. And
Okay.
I went, oh my God. I started
Let's go.
drooling. I think he saw me
right.
drooling. Now, this was 30 years ago. So,
Right.
30 years ago when I was young and having
Boy,
fun.
Vegas
But
was
I did
different.
have fun in Vegas. I did have fun
Yeah.
in Vegas. But
It's
it was
much
hot.
different now,
hot.
for sure. The
Yeah, I
heat
haven't
is
been
still
there
there,
in
but
30
Vegas
years.
is different. Yeah, I was there
Yeah.
just this past year, and it's completely changed. I actually don't like it now that I've
there's-
been to Thailand.
I mean, they still get some revenue, but they certainly don't get all of their income from gambling. They get very little of it, actually. It's kind of conferences and conventions and that sort of thing. That's where the big cash is. And then events. I mean, if you think about like the amount of people that go to like a Cirque show, and I believe there's 8 of those.
Well, the
in
event
Vegas.
going on right now is the Consumer Electronics Fair.
Yeah,
I think
no,
that's
that's-
either just now finishing right now,
Right,
or it
probably.
started this week.
And that's a giant one.
That was the
NAB
biggest
was
one.
huge. We used to do EMC World there, of course, which is Dell World now, and all these like giant tech conferences.
You
25,000.
said Adult World.
AW.
You went to that conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AVN.
I only went one place as soon as I got off the plane. I was a scumbag back then, you got to remember. So as soon as
Yeah.
I got there, the limo picked me up there. And if you guys have ever been to Vegas, took me straight to the Paradise Club. Got off at the Paradise Club, went inside, spent about 6 or 7 hours and probably $2,000 or $3,000.
I was gonna
and,
say,
got back
Paradise.
up.
drinking Schlitz. Like how long ago was this, dude? This
This was 30 years. 30 years
Paradise.
ago. 30 years.
Was that
Paradise
in?
Club was the top, probably dancing topless, whatever,
Yeah.
bar
Oh, yeah.
in Vegas at the time. There was a
Now
couple
I
other
think
ones.
it's still
but
there.
Now it's probably
It
Sapphire.
probably is. It might be.
Well, no. Are you familiar with the clubs that Dave's talking about in Vegas?
sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't need to go there.
Yeah, I gotta entertain guys that are in IT, and so they're basically total losers, and they get one conference a year, and they get to basically leave. And
So the Paradise.
Now, did you
not
guys
even close to the
did you
strip.
guys freeze again? Did you guys freeze
Did
again?
we?
Because they're saying in here it says I never saw you freeze though this time. They're saying Starbucks is a good reason for freeze.
oh yeah, no, that was a while ago.
Okay.
I saw those.
So,
I saw those comments as well.
okay.
Let me just answer, Tony. So at the end of the day, we're in the Bangkok time zone. So basically, that's UTC +7, 8 a.m. Saturdays. So thank you for asking. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's very disappointing actually. Sort of the internet connectivity that we have down here. It's very frustrating. So is that you, Dave? Are you screeching on your end?
Yeah, that's me. I might have to leave you.
Is she making a smoothie?
Well, no, they're working on finish. What happened was the pond and the pool are done now. The building will be here is a prefab building.
Yeah, I remember that when you're buying it.
$50,000 deal that's going to set over on there.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's already, the concrete's ready for going. I want better drainage in the backyard. I don't want any problems with flicking water or anything. So they're putting in a moat, or what I consider a moat.
I love it.
Are you gonna have a drawbridge?
Concrete. Yeah, I wish. But it's just going to take all the water all the way out to the front of the property. So they're cutting down some concrete and doing some stuff. So
is that like a chop saw? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Yeah, basically, it's with a concrete blade on it. They're just cutting. They're cutting away some of the stuff.
Cat calling. It wasn't cattle calling. I don't know why I thought it was cattle. I mean, that's it, but cat calling.
No, cattle. The rest of the joke. One of the guys finished
the joke. But when you like yell at the girls, it's cat calling.
You know what? I think cattle is more appropriate.
I mean,
when you see the moose and the heifers.
Depends where you are, but yeah.
San Bernardino, California.
San Bernardino, yeah.
Now, why am I seeing all these old messages and nothing new?
Well, just scroll down, man.
I did. I scrolled all the way. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Am I supposed to scroll up on this?
No. Scroll down. The newest ones are all at the bottom. There actually should probably be a tab, and if you click on that, that'll take you to the most recent one.
I noticed there was a comment saying Chocolate Man should be on our show. I would love to have Chocolate Man come on.
Well, okay, so you're going to potentially see all these guys this afternoon, right? Because most of you guys know Mr. Mitch, right? And so he's obviously down in Jomtien, and he started this. What does he call it? He calls it a YouTube subscriber meetup, right? Because, I mean, again, it's not just for content creators, but basically for subscribers. It used to be at the Wombat, but interestingly enough, this Saturday, it's going to be at 1669.
Yeah, they're going to move it around.
A little bit further south on Jomtien Beach.
Where you guys
yeah,
were a couple of
where
times,
we've had the live streams in the past on Saturday mornings. And Tamil, the owner, which is he's a completely cool guy. So I'm really excited that we're going to be doing stuff there. He's got this neat place upstairs. That's where we've done our live streams. And do you know where they're having the meetup? Is it going to be upstairs?
Yeah, it's going to be upstairs.
Oh, outstanding!
There's plenty of room up there.
Well, that should be fun, dude.
And it's right next to the big market.
And 4 p.m. Saturday. Basically, it's the first Saturday of every month, right? I think that's how Mitch had planned it. So.
Yeah. So if you guys want Chocolate Man on the show, hit him up. We'd love to have him on.
What's his name?
James. I actually watch his channel often and throwing him a $5 here and there, and I would love to have him on. He's got a lot of great insight.
James watches all the time. He likes to lurk, so but see some of the stuff I saw before. Dave questioned, remove your hat. That was from Joe. I saw an hour ago.
Oh, that was long ago.
This is the bottom. I've scrolled all the way to the bottom of the chat. So I don't know what I'm not seeing any new chat.
Nobody said anything about stairs. Well, the good news is, James, we can throw you on Robbie's back. Thank you for coming by, man. I've never met you in person.
Throw him on my back? I'm thinking on that guy's back. Come on.
No.
Get the whip out.
Dude, he's the chocolate man.
He is the chocolate man. Dude, I watched that guy's channel so much before I came here.
He was one of the
He was one of my 3 guys I would watch. It was Chocolate Man in Thailand. So if you guys don't know, he's on right now. Check him out. Then your channel, Live My Ass Off, and then the Foreigner Joe channel.
Foreigner Joe, yep.
I watched those 3 guys for over a year before I came here. So they inspired me to come over here.
What is now,
James is a
Joe?
good guy.
What's his channel now? Foreigner Joe
It's Thai Girl
Gift.
Gift.
Thai Girl Gift.
And Foreigner Joe.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I
Nice.
learned a lot from these guys, and they again inspired me to YouTube for fun. But one of them had, I think it was James. He was saying, you know what,
Hey,
YouTubing
Rob.
is not only about making any kind of money; it's really about it keeps you busy. Now, it might not have been James, but it was one of those guys. It keeps him busy, and he's producing content. Whether there's
Yeah,
one
I mean, you
person
get to
watching
get out
or
there.
dozens, and he has thousands of people. This guy is really hitting it off.
He's got
So
what, like 50,000 subscribers, I think.
I have no idea. When I'm going on his channel now, it's always something going on.
Nice.
Love
Well,
his
that's
channel.
cool.
Yeah.
So who goes to that thing? So I know that there's Tom, right, from Thailand Digital Nomad.
So you're talking about the YouTuber
Yeah, the
meetup.
YouTuber meetup. Yeah, the subscriber meetup.
So
Obviously,
Mitch will
Mr.
be there.
Mitch.
Mr.
Yeah,
Mitch
yeah,
will
yeah.
be there. And if I can get on a bus quick enough, I'll probably be there today. So
Oh.
I think
Look
it'd be
at
a
this.
thing to go to because you could probably talk to a bunch of people about coming on.
Yeah,
that'd be a good
that would be
thing to-
cool.
yeah, and we want to do this
Yeah.
on a regular basis,
Well,
have a guest per week,
yeah.
or maybe not quite as long as you. Dave, you have lots of insight. We really appreciate you being on for sure.
He's got a
Yeah, no
lot. I
problem.
mean, let's face it. I
And
mean, who doesn't
I'm
want to
trying
move
to
this
mute my-
Serin now? It's so friggin' quiet, you know.
Look at that
I mean, he's
background
in
he's
the
got.
middle of absolutely. He's got a friggin' longtail boat in his backyard.
I love it with some koi fish floating
Yeah.
around.
Who needs koi? Honey, thank you so much for coming by. That is my wonderful wife, Gracie Somerville, ladies and gentlemen. How is Kitty, by the way? And the reason I don't want to go personal, but I mean, I know she's kind of sick.
So we've been
So-
this past week.
Yeah.
I'm getting over it, but this past week she's been pretty ill. We actually went to the hospital yesterday to a Thai hospital.
Yeah, and that's kind of the reason I wanted to bring this up because I now have Social Security here in Thailand, which means I can take that number and I can go to a government hospital, and people have said, oh, yeah, the wait's long or whatever. This one, and if you don't know, the way it works, right, so you get your Social Security, this is a very abbreviated version. Your Social Security card here because your company is basically making the contribution similar to the paradigm in the U.S., and then it allows you to basically get health care. And with that, then you basically choose your hospitals, right? You can go to any one, but you choose sort of your default hospital. And so as part of that, I'm like, okay, and the person from my company did it, and so I reached out to them, and I said, oh, maybe this is going to go bad. And they got back to me in less than 15 minutes via phone call, spoke perfect English. And they said, oh, no, here are the times you need to come over here at like 2 p.m. and all of this. And so, because I'm going to go, and we're over 50, right? And so I had some issues years ago. So it's now been 10 years since my last colonoscopy, which I know is super sexy. But the reality is you definitely want to do that. You definitely want to get one of those. You want to get yourself checked out regularly, right? Which is also inexpensive here in Thailand. But I'm actually really looking forward to doing this because the way I do colonoscopies, I get completely knocked out. I do not want to be awake. I don't want to feel anything. I always say, if I feel anything or if I wake up, I'm not paying you.
Interesting how it goes from how's Kitty to colonoscopies.
Well,
So,
I mean-
guys, she didn't have a colonoscopy.
She can, though.
She can if she wants.
Absolutely.
Maybe
I think
only
you-
on the weekends.
I think you should get her one. What'd you get her for Christmas?
Give her one?
Shoes? I think it's time for a fucking
Should I
colonoscopy for
give her
that
one?
chick. You should totally give her a
Wow.
colonoscopy.
So yeah,
Wow.
we went to a Thai hospital, and it's quite a bit different than a regular hospital in the States for sure. I was very surprised. I was the only Falong in
Sure,
there,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was packed. And what
Now-
was crazy is I walk in,
Yes.
and but within 5 minutes I sit down and I'm with Kitty, and Kitty's miserable, guys. She's
Yeah,
coughing, she
I
has
know.
a fever, and
Oh,
her throat.
boy.
She's just miserable. I mean,
Yeah.
this is why I went to the hospital.
Sure.
For about 5 minutes, I sit there, and the hospital administrator comes up to me, the Chinese man, comes up to me and asks me how we're doing and all that stuff. And he expedited us, it seemed like. I mean, we cut the line and got in and got out. Basically, she got some Tylenol and some cough drops, and that was it.
Your summary for me was we were there 3 hours and
Yeah.
spent 1,600 baht to
Yeah,
get
1,600
Tylenol.
baht. So
That is bizarre. That is not normal for a Thai hospital.
yeah, and this one, it was. You know what's crazy is I'm in the hospital, and usually you see cement and metal and all that kind of stuff, really clean and nice. This hospital was, there was wood everywhere. Like the hospital rooms had wood paneling everywhere, and it was an old hospital.
Did it have AC?
It did have AC.
Oh, it did, okay.
Yeah, but it was an old hospital. You walk
Here?
in
Around our neighborhood?
yeah, around.
Oh, wait, did you go down here to Udam Suk?
I don't remember.
You don't remember which way you went?
No, it was towards Odom Sick.
Okay, yeah, I think it was side street.
No, it's one of the main right off the highway there.
Oh, further down.
Yeah, there's three hospitals over there. There's several internationals, and then there's one that Kitty said, "Oh, I'm going to go to save money." And I said, "No. Let's go to get you help. If you don't think this is good, why go here?" So, she went to save money, and it was 1,600 baht, and then a couple hours with it felt like cab rides, 3 hours total, sitting in the hospital, cab rides, all that kind of stuff, and she was just miserable.
You initially compared it to the United States hospitals, and I assume you're talking about basically California. So for the sake of argument, we'll say Kaiser Permanente, Blue Cross type facilities, sort of things. Have you ever been to a private hospital here?
No, and I'm not looking forward to it other than
I
know at 50 years old, I need my health checkup.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. No, totally, and it's reasonable over here. Yeah,
and so, Dave, good question for you is, do you have insurance here in Thailand, and do you use the medical services?
I will answer that in 1 second because I'm going crazy here. I don't understand the chat deal because I'm just getting the thing. Have you heard of Oceana in Pismo? These are my bottom comments. I'm getting stuff from an hour ago, so I don't know.
What happens then if you scroll all the way to the top? Are the new ones up there? Because every time I've used it, we always get new ones at the bottom. Now,
it cost me, anybody out there that is, I see Daz. So this might be new.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it goes up instead of down. Okay. Makes sense. If you don't have insurance and you're coming to Thailand, you're a complete moron like I was.
Totally.
It cost me $1 million. It cost me $1 million baht for my 2 months in ICU and 1 month in a private room.
Mm-hmm.
Now since I got the ICU, they shoved a tube on New Year's Day, 2020. Wow. I got driven to the emergency room. I couldn't breathe, but yet I was still smoking cigarettes.
Attaboy.
That's when I got COVID also.
And I woke up in ICU with a tube down my throat, and I was there for 3 months, basically. And
now, did they think it was COVID?
No, because my doctor made sense. Everybody's telling me it was definitely COVID. It was definitely. I said my doctor made the most rational, logical defense of that possible. If it was, every doctor, nurse, and everybody in that hospital that came in contact with you would have had it, and they
copy that.
So because I would have been like the very first case or damn near that deal, but that cost me $1 million, which I still think $30,000 or whatever it was.
That's a great deal.
Was still
as Chocolate Man says,
been,
and I agree.
When my wife that passed in that Stanford, it was 15,000 a day for that private room she was in when she was negative, where she could catch something. It was a negative or positive pressure room, so nothing could get in. She didn't have any thing. But now I have with my wife. I go, this is how cheap it is here in Thailand. First off, if you're coming to Thailand, when I first came here, they had every medication that I was on. They had it over the counter. I ended up going to a doctor and getting it just so I didn't have to screw around with it or whatever. I paid less in here in Thailand for my medication than I paid with my insurance in the United States. So that'll give you a little idea of what it was. My wife works for the government, so I'm covered under her now, and they pay like 80 or 90%. Usually every 3 months I go in, it's 18,000 baht for all my medication, which I take a crap load. My wife takes two blood tests. Both of us see the doctor, the whole thing, 18,000, and they usually pay about 15,000. So 16, 7, 3,000, 1,000 baht a month for both of our medications, the blood tests and everything. So it costs $30 a month for me to get my stuff. So it's rather cheap. The operations, we'll see what happens on the knees. That'll be interesting. From what I understand now,
surgery.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah, no, they said that they would. They said that they would cover it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But that shot deal was 6,000. The government.
Oh, okay.
Her government insurance. Yeah, the pen was 6,000. They said they would cover all that. So I'm kind of curious to see if they do.
Is that per injection? Is that per
No,
injection?
for that
per pin?
For the pen.
for that
The one
pin,
that he showed us. Yeah.
6,000 for the month.
Yeah, is it-
So basically,
for a month.
6,000
Okay.
a month. Yeah.
I remember.
So-
I mean, my experience, sadly, with the medical care here in Thailand was the fact that on my first trip here, I got in a motorbike accident, and basically what happened is I'm sitting on the back of a motorbike. I've told you guys, many of these guys, the story. I actually had a helmet on. I'm sitting there behind a bot bus. I'm coming back to Pattaya from Jomtien, and you know the bot bus route, and I'm sitting there, right, and I'm sitting there on the motorbike, and then 30 minutes later, because I checked my watch when I came to, I come to in the
Did
emergency
you had a
room.
helmet on?
I had a helmet on.
Your normal helmet? You wear?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
short bus helmet?
My short bus helmet, and I was like, "Oh my god, what am I gonna do?" And so I wake up in Pattaya City Hospital, which is on Bacau, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
so,
a nice hospital?
so actually, they've like almost tripled it in size, but at the time, it was just basically like a regular sort of Thai hospital. It wasn't dirty by any means. But I came to, and then I go into this room, and I'm laying on like the gurney, right?
The gurney, yeah.
And there's a doctor on my left. There's a doctor on my right. There is one nurse on my left knee, another nurse on my right toe, and they're all like doing something. And the doctor comes out, speaks perfect English, right? Tells me all of this. They did this like X-ray scan thing of my head because I hit my head and I had a hematoma on the side of my face. Slashed my knee, slashed my big toe, and they're like all doing me up and everything. And they're like, okay, look, we've done what we can. Is you're fine. You don't have a concussion. And like they pull my finger, they do the finger thing, and of course you fart. But they like pull your finger to make sure you don't have a stroke, right? And he says, you're fine, and then you need to go, right? And so I'm like, okay, cool. I like bought insurance before I came, so I'm going to be golden. So I go up there, and I say and I'm with this girl, and I look over, and she's got like my blood all over her shirt. And I'm like, oh, this is great first date so far. And so they give me the invoice, right? And I'm thinking, no, I have insurance. And now I look down at the invoice, and the quick translation of the cost was $13.67.
Wow.
For all the treatment that I had.
Scan, everything.
I don't know if they did CT, but there was definitely this like 360-degree brain
helmet
helmet, right? So I'm like, okay, so again, I'm still new to Thailand, right? So I fly home, I land in Maui, and I'm going to stay there for like a week and then cruise back to California. So I'm in Maui. Maui has Kaiser, and I'm a Kaiser guy. So I called up Kaiser. I said, look, here's the deal. I've been in this motorbike accident in Thailand, and they gave me this medication. I think I'm okay. I don't feel dizzy, but I'm kind of feeling, and they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. We have Kaiser. Just go to Maui Memorial emergency room, get checked out, and we'll do everything. Now, it's not a Kaiser facility like in California, but they have an agreement with Kaiser. So therefore, everything that happens at Maui Memorial, it just simply gets billed back through your Kaiser, and I paid like a $50 copay or whatever. So I go in there. They do the same thing with the X-ray or whatever, and they say, look, you're fine. And the chest X-ray, yeah, you're scraped up, but like here's some ointment and that sort of thing. And he goes, but what about pain? And
Shake it off.
They said, hey, actually, that'll just buff right out. And so they said, well, what kind of medication do you want for the pain? I said, I don't know. Here's the stuff that I got from Thailand. And they're like, oh my God, that's expensive. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? They're like, well, that's like $25 a pill. And I look on the back of it, and if you know anything about Thai medication, it's always got the price there, right? 136 baht for 10 tablets.
10 tabs.
Which is basically
free.
40 cents per tablet. And they're like 25 something there. They're like, yeah, we can give you this, but normally we do the generics. I said, okay, fine. Anyway, I get home, and they just send you the invoice. They're like, this is what's been paid for, right? $8,500, basically rounding, for the same treatment over the same amount of like time. Now, I don't know. Was it better care? Did they do more detail when I got to? I don't know. But I can tell you that, like, my experience, and I've also been to private hospitals over here. I have insurance. I have Pacific Cross, by the way. A lot of foreigner guys have that don't have the government insurance. But I also have, government insurance now. So,
well,
anyway.
Look at Ron John here. 3 days in the hospital, $346. That's awesome.
Is
that with insurance, Ron? I would like to know that.
$12,000.
No,
I'll tell you what. That private room that I was in after I got out was like 1,100 baht a day, and it was
free.
The main bed. It had a bed for someone else to sleep. It had a refrigerator, a bathroom. Right. Oh, it was better than probably some of the hotels in Thailand. But I'll tell you this, so everybody knows that I got as good. I saw Stanford and watched. I was in there for a long time with my wife.
Sure.
Probably some of the best care in the United States in Stanford there. I got just as good care in Surin's private hospital than I could have gotten any place in the world. So if you're worried about coming here and maybe not getting good care, I'd rate my doctor. He saved my life 10 times.
Yeah.
So don't be, don't not come to Thailand because, oh my God, they're a third world country and they're going to stitch me up with
that?
I love third world countries.
If
this is the way third world countries are, sign me up.
Yeah, dude,
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And I did not take a pee. Everybody that thought that I took a break, it was for coffee.
Did they give you shit about that? They're just like, Dave, you're hitting that age.
Well, more than
is
one.
health insurance mandatory?
10 of them.
Is health insurance mandatory when moving to Thailand? And let's see, it's the feedback. You're kind of dumb if you don't have it, right?
Is pulling the ripcord just a suggestion when you jump out of the airplane?
You know what it is?
Wow, that's a good one.
Now it depends on what you had. I had Blue Shield, Blue Cross.
Yeah.
And when I was traveling through my life or whatever, while I had this, they covered me anywhere in the world that I went for 2 months.
Yep.
If I went to one country for 2 months.
Awesome.
So I had to pay for it, but they would reimburse me everything that I took. So you just got to be careful. You got to have insurance, man. I'm telling you, because stupid stuff that'll put you in the hospital. Yeah. And, 30,000, I could have bought a condo for the money that I stupidly gave away because I didn't have insurance. I could have bought $1 million, something somewhere, our car or whatever, if you want to put it in deals. So it's kind of stupid because I don't know what Mike's is paying, but what is Civic cost 25 USD, USD a year.
I don't know how much
baht premium insurance.
I don't know what his age is, but that's the policy I have.
James younger. He's younger.
He's younger than me, really. So I have 5 million baht. I'm paying about A17 with the conversion about 1,700.
Well, James right here from Pack Cross quoted him 2,500 per. So we're talking $180 or $100 or $200 a month.
Yeah, basically a couple.
And that's pretty good, right? I mean, that's what I pay in the States. I'm privately insured.
I want to say, knowing James premium, that's probably the best that he could have possibly gotten. He probably went in and told him, "I want the exact best."
Yeah,
stuff you guys have.
Mike, is
that's how he rolls, pretty much.
Yeah. No, that's the one I have. I don't like deductibles. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to. Here's the thing that I learned years ago when I was about 13 or 14. I ended up in the ICU in Boston, and I had an acute migraine headache attack, and I had a mild stroke, and I lost complete vision on one side of my body. I lost feeling on my left-hand side. I couldn't speak, and all of this stuff. And of course, I'm freaking out. But of course, my parents are freaking out even more. But they had really, really good insurance. And at the time afterwards, and so this is like about 1982, 83, my dad tells me that while we were in there, and I went to Brigham and Women's, I went to Harvard Medical, I went to Boston Children's, all of these places went through, I got the best care possible. My dad said, it was about $1 million. So it was about $1 million in care in 1983. So that's, it'd be even more today. Wow. But the point is I learned early on, always have insurance. The more important thing is I learned never make a medical decision based on cost. Just have it friggin' done. Don't get 3 quotes. And then
don't go to a cheap Thai hospital.
Dude,
you can go to a premium one.
Well, I mean, okay. Now, I will tell you that, like Dave said, I mean, you can go to I've been to a cheap Thai hospital and got great care. But don't go to one that's got inadequate.
I'll tell you, this is, as far as I know, this is common throughout Thailand.
Yeah.
The private hospital that I went to and the government hospital, my doctor goes to both.
Right. Okay? They work at both.
He told me we now go to the government hospital for our check-ins. He gives us it costs us 500 baht each, and it's an express service through there. It takes us 3 hours to do the blood test, see him, get the medication, and we're out of there. But because I go there, the one medication, if people don't know, I'm on blood thinners. Blood thinners is rat poison. Okay, has been that way for 100 million years. They have a new one out that's supposed to be, up here, but it costs up here. So he said, but if you get it here, I want you to be on it here. It's way down cheaper. So we go there because the medication costs are less. But doctors, they float between the both. So even though you're going to the government hospital, you're still getting the top-notch guys that are at the private hospital.
That's been my experience. And in fact, it's funny too, because I go to the Sukhumvit Hospital, which is down by Akamai. And
that's the one Kitty was avoiding because she didn't want me to pay that much.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, and so the reason I go there is because to go see a doctor, it costs 1,200 baht. You paid 1,600.
I paid 16.
Yeah. When you told me that, I'm like, what, are you kidding me?
Yeah. And he looked at her and says, you don't have a temperature.
Right.
Looked at her throat, gave her some cough drops and some Tylenol for when she has a temperature.
Yeah, but Robbie, that
lotion.
particular hospital she has a deal with, and she gets kicked back 1,000 baht. So she made 1,000. You paid 1,600. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
I don't think she has to worry about
I was going to say, I don't think she's, no. Dave's just
I'm saying she went there. She steered him that way because.
Right, exactly, yeah. Yeah, he also went to a gold shop afterwards, and then they went to the.
My wife asked me for gold every day. She asked me for gold.
They went to the Grand Palace, and it was closed that day.
I go to get gold and my wrist turned green.
Does it? Yeah. Well, you're going to the right place. K Jewelers, I'm thinking, right? Probably in the mall.
In America.
Mm-hmm. Dude, we're at an hour 20, and normally around this time, we do what we call pro tips. And the reason we do that is because we get a lot of emails, quite frankly, and messages and stuff throughout the week from guys and gals that are like thinking about coming over here, that sort of thing. So usually what we do is Robbie will have I know. So it's funny that you should say that because I saw your comment before about are these guys like on crack or whatever. Here's the deal. I am ridiculously caffeinated, and it is not something that I can turn down. I've tried it, and it doesn't work. And I'm 110% at 80 miles an hour, and obviously that obviously is off-putting for some people, and I get that. That's why Dave has his own live stream, and Robbie and I have our own. But I do want to say before I forget, Dave, thank you so much for coming on because this was going to be like a 30-minute thing, and you've been here the whole time, and you're friggin' amazing. I miss you like crazy, brother. And so this has been selfishly, really emotionally beneficial for me.
And it's awesome to finally get a chance to really talk to you because I see your show all the time, and I look forward to meeting you in person when you come down to Pattaya or Bangkok. So I have a place in Bangkok right now, and I will have a new place back in Pattaya soon. So I go back and forth weekly. So I'd love to meet you when you come down, YouTuber meetup, or just coming down to hang out.
I might be. I'm clicking my microphone on and off, so you don't have to hear this aggravating stuff. But most definitely, I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to make the next meetup. So I'll let you guys know.
Today,
and I'll let the people on the channel know.
Well, no,
and also, everybody, there's more people in. I think different people in now. If you guys didn't subscribe to the spot, they're only like I don't know, 40 or 50. Away from the magic 1,000 that they really need to get to.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If you guys, if you got 2 or 3 names, use all 3 of them. Why don't you try to give them a bump, man?
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming in, Dave, giving us some feedback, giving tips. We totally appreciate it. So we're into our pro tip segment of our show, Mike.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
So, this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to show you I'm going to go first. Mike went first last week, so I'll go first this week.
Perfect.
So my pro tip is this. For you guys who are wanting to come over, before you come over on holiday, I recommend you guys doing this. Download these apps right here. Line, Grab, Agoda, Bolt, and or Google Translate.
Okay.
So real quick, guys, the Line app is how Thai people and Falun communicate with each other. That's really what it's all about. It's the way we communicate with one another. Grab Food is actually really awesome. They'll come right to you, and you can just get your food, and they don't give a huge upcharge, which I really like that. Agoda is great for booking hotels. There's also, what's the other one that's you use, Mike?
Well, Booking, right? So in other words, Booking.com Holdings is actually what owns Agoda and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. But I like Agoda much better. Yeah. People like Booking.com because what it does is it actually includes everything. So there's all the fees, all the taxes, and it says, okay, you want 2 days, this is what your whole trip is going to cost.
Right.
So that can be kind of nice for some people. So that's Booking.com.
Yeah, and then of course Bolt is. I love that. That's one of my favorite apps.
Well, because it's so cheap.
So cheap. So I was down there in Pattaya for this last celebration. What do you call it? The New Year's. Now they do increase the price a little bit, but going from Pattaya Beach Road to Jomtien was 200 baht, which is really high. That's $6.
Well, this is during New Year's Eve, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, $6.
It fluctuates just like Grab, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just like
but that's nothing, and that was peak.
Yeah.
That was totally peak.
Totally.
So, and then the last one is Google Translate. You guys, there are a ton more. Those are just ones you can quickly download, put them on your phone, and you will not regret it at all. So there's my pro tip, and we're going to spend the last 5 minutes over Mike's pro tip, because you know this guy has tons of insight, been here forever.
The one I would say, because James brought it up and we talked about it a little bit, is get insurance, okay? Because here's the thing: is that first of all, because it's not that expensive. I mean, it's one thing if you're like 95 years old and to try and get insurance, basically it's like you're paying, for it anyway. It's like the same as out of pocket. They're not going to really cover you that much. But if you're in your 40s, 50s, if you're in your 30s and 40s, for God's sake, it's not that expensive. 50s and 60s, but it's good to have, because the way that they do sort of medical care over here is it's not like the U.S. where you can just show up in the ER and you basically have to get treated, right? It's like the law. Whereas over here, I would submit to you that no matter where you go, even if you're like in the middle of some sort of backcountry area, the medical care is going to be decent. If you're in a big city like Bangkok, the medical care is going to be freaking spectacular. I mean, people save up to... I will tell you right now that Gracie and I came to Bangkok for 2 weeks, round trip from San Diego, stayed in an Airbnb to get dental work done because it was cheaper all in than to have her get it done in San Diego. And so all I would say is get some insurance, and even if that is just self-insuring and having a bucket of cash available, do not shy away from getting medical care over here, and do not do it based on price. Have the money somehow, and I would submit insurance is probably the best way to do that.
What is the insurance that you currently... I know Chocolate Man has a pack. What was it called?
Pacific Cross is what he was referring to, and I have Pacific Cross. A lot of the expats will have Pacific Cross. I will tell you that my experience with them is to get it from Pacific Cross. Don't get it from an agent. My experience with the customer service with Pacific Cross, my agent is a Pacific Cross agent. He's not like, insurance.com or something, and then they have like all the various ones that they resell. So the guy that like gives me my policy every year, the customer service people that email me and do that sort of thing. Additionally, if you're like lucky enough to be healthy enough and lucky enough to not get in any accidents, I'm sure you've experienced this, James, I get a 10% discount every year I don't use them. Right? And so that's kind of nice, because as you might guess, like the price of your insurance, your premium's going to go up every year because you get older every year. Now, I was a smoker, and that was basically, I mean, in the sense that like I smoked a pack a day for however many they calculate it that way. And that stopped probably about 15 years ago or so. But I'm also on, because I don't now because I take this half a pill, but I had hypertension. And so while and in my rider, it absolutely says that they will cover me for like heart murmur or that sort of thing, even though I've said, look, I'm on this medication and stuff. And for me, it's about $1,800 a year, and it's that 5 million baht policy. And so here's what's interesting. Dave mentioned that he was in the ICU, and he was in the hospital for approximately 2 months. And he says he spent about 1 million baht. Our buddy, who you guys probably know, Kevin Thailand, used to be an awesome, YouTuber, really, really cool guy. I met him. He lived down in Pattaya, and he got esophageal cancer, and he was in Bangkok hospital. He went to Bumrungrad, I think, rarely, but I know that he did go like to the most expensive hospital. And his treatment over here over the course of several months was 1 million baht. So for whatever reason, I've had this data from guys that have actually needed to use critical care in the hospitals over here, and it was about 1 million baht. So I figured, okay, I'll get 1 million baht. Well, then when I was over here and traveling a lot, Thailand, like some other countries, were like, look, you can come into our country all day long, but you need to have 100,000 US dollars of coverage. And so at the time, I could either get 1 million or 2 million worth of coverage or 5 million. They conveniently don't have a 3.5 million plan. So I have the 5 million, just like James is talking about. I would highly recommend that you guys get that. Oh, I want to say to this. So again, we thank Dave for coming by. He's totally awesome. I really want to appreciate it. And we got about 2 more minutes here. We go live, just so you guys know, every Saturday, 8 a.m. to about 9:30. And definitely cruise over to Gotta Love Thailand at 9:35. Check out Dave. Say hello to him. We have to clean up here. You're probably going to hop on a bus and head down to the... There's
a good chance I will.
YouTuber meetup there at 1669. James is definitely going to be there.
But
so that's awesome.
Before you guys get off here, go check out the SPOT.FM. And support the channel. We really appreciate it. You can listen to music. You can buy one of these awesome shirts right here. which this is Robert Mack from Robert Mack Media.
Yes.
He bought a shirt, and I'll deliver it right to you if you're here in Pattaya or Bangkok.
Yes.
Just
hand delivered, baby.
Hand delivered.
Love it.
Now, we have limited supply of these shirts, and we will be doing a reorder really soon. But definitely we appreciate you guys tuning in, checking us out, seeing what's going on. And always remember to live that best life, because if you're not living. I'm Robbie from Walking in My Shoes, Thailand.
And I'm Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com saying I hope you guys are living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong. Please subscribe. Ron John, thank you so much, along with a whole bunch of you other guys, along with our lady boyfriend that I swear we're going to interview one day. Her name is Ratana, and she's a total blast. And she's got amazing teeth.
Amazing hands,
giant feet.
Just for a big skadoosh.
Skadoosh to that. We will see you guys next week right here on the spot.fm. Check us out, youtube.com/@thespot Thailand. And with that, dude,
we're out of here.
We're out of here like Vladimir.